the KUSI News at 6.
Welcome to the KUSI News at 6. I'm Sandra Moss.
And I'm Alan Denton. Thanks for joining us. We are on storm watch all night across the county, beginning with John Sullivan, who is live on the 163, where there are lots of downed trees. John, bring us up to date.
Yeah, the northbound 163 as it goes through Balboa Park, completely shut down at Robinson after a huge eucalyptus tree comes crashing down and lands on a car.
I'm Lauren Finney, live in Encinitas, where a large tree fell earlier this afternoon on an apartment complex here in Encinitas. Some of the residents here were evacuated because a gas line was ruptured. In the process, we'll have all the details coming up in a live report.
Heavy rains and gusting winds have put an abrupt halt to many travel plans here at Lindbergh Field. We'll have an update on those disruptions just ahead.
I'm meteorologist Mark Mathis. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for San Diego County because of these storms right here. As hard as it's raining right now, it's about to get a whole lot more intense in the next about 45 minutes, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a bit.
A patchwork quilt of bad pavement with nothing but broken promises from politicians. Is this the worst street in town? The Turco Files, KUSI News.
Hey, Mike, coming up in sports, a storm of the century alters the sports landscape. Brandon will visit the black hole, and Allie hangs out on the mesa. We'll chat again at 6:45, but first comes the news. You're watching the KUSI News at 6 p.m.
What a day. Right now, we are under several weather watches and warnings as that strong Pacific storm has started pounding San Diego.
KUSI meteorologist Mark Mathis has been tracking this storm all afternoon. Mark, we understand you just said a minute ago a severe thunderstorm warning?
Yes, and remember, a severe thunderstorm warning is only issued when the National Weather Service sees storms that are producing winds, sustained winds, in excess of 58 miles an hour, or hail an inch in diameter or larger. And these particular storms are producing winds in excess of 58 miles an hour. These are just to the west of San Diego County. They're moving to the east at 25 miles an hour. So from right now until about 6:45, 6:50 this evening, be on the lookout for incredibly strong winds, as high as around 60-mile-per-hour winds sustained, with gusts as high as around 70 to 75 miles an hour. Heavy amounts of rainfall. And also, these storms will produce the possibility of producing hail as well. Now, the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. As you can, this is the blinking area you see right here. So this is just to the north of Oceanside from North County, all the way down through Imperial Beach, San Ysidro, and just to the southeast of Bonita and also Jamul. So this will encompass most of the inland valleys as well as the coastal areas. Let me show you this one more time. I wanted to put this up to you. A lot of folks asking the radar echoes. This is very light. This is about half an inch of rain an hour, and this is about an inch to over an inch of rainfall per hour. Again, these thunderstorms are just to the west of us. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for the coastal and some parts of the inland areas for San Diego County. These storms moving off to the east, seeing a little bit of a bow echo right there. That's the indication of very strong winds. The reason they call it a bow echo is like pulling a bow and arrow back, but that indicates strong winds pushing those storms to the east. Again, moving to the east at right around 25 miles an hour. Within the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll see heavy rainfall, as much as an inch of rain an hour, and incredibly strong winds. Be careful. Do not go out if you don't have to. The best thing to do right now is get to an interior room if you can. These winds can knock over trees. They can knock over power lines. Again, these are going to be sustained winds, and they're going to be incredibly strong moving through the coastal areas as well as some parts of the inland valleys within the next 45 minutes. So, again, severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 6:45 this evening for the coastal areas and also some parts of the inland areas. And again, they will push through within the next 30 to 45 minutes. But then we're not out of the woods at all. We're going to see the rainfall continue. We're seeing level 2 right now. producing about a half an inch of rainfall an hour. We went from green to red within the last about 30, 45 minutes. From Chula Vista, Imperial Beach, all the way into parts of Fashion Valley, Mission Valley, Claremont Mesa, Kearney Mesa, and we're also seeing heavy showers produced in the North County as well. So we'll continue to monitor this for you. Also, urban and small stream flood advisory has also been posted for San Diego County because of these thunderstorms that are about to push into the area. Very intense over the next hour or so. All right, we'll keep watching it for you.
Mark, I got one quick question for you. That line of storms red on the radar, what are the chances that that intensifies as it makes landfall? Because it's over cooler water right now, right?
It is, and the instability is, I've been watching it for about the past hour. The instability is incredibly unstable, if you will. But we're seeing these storms right here, just to the southwest of Point Loma, really intensify. The ones to the north, they have not intensified much. But as they push into parts of Oceanside, I imagine because the rain has already cooled some parts of the North County, we won't see these intensify much. These look like they're going to stay together. So really, as they move to the northeast, we'll see from Del Mar to San Diego to Point Loma to National City, Chula Vista, and Imperial Beach. We'll see these storms really begin to produce some significant rainfall and some incredibly strong winds. So to answer your question, you don't think these are going to intensify. These potentially will.
All right, we'll keep an eye on them as they have the potential to fire up as they get closer. Thank you, Mark. Well, we're going to continue our coverage with a major traffic alert on the 163 freeway where there are several down trees blocking lanes.
And a lot of traffic in the area. KUSI's John Soderman is live with the latest. John?
Okay, we're on 163 near Robinson northbound where traffic has completely been blocked and will be for the next 2 hours near Robinson after a huge eucalyptus tree comes crashing down. And they're in the process of literally bulldozing that tree out of the way. Now, it came down on a car, which was just towed away in the last minute. Thankfully, the person was not hurt, but a huge eucalyptus tree comes crashing down in the northbound lanes of the 163 near Robinson. It's been closed for at least almost 2 hours, and it'll be closed for another 2 hours. There was actually more than one tree, but a very dangerous situation. So if you're getting in your car and you're going to be getting close to the 163, it's going to be very, very completely impacted. So just stay away from the 163 where it begins at Interstate 5. And once again, that person was not hurt, but obviously a very scary situation here with these waterlogged slopes and these giant eucalyptus trees, which the roots kind of go out to the side as opposed to going deep into the soil. So we'll throw it back to you. We'll check back in at 6:30.
It's just remarkable looking at that picture of that car next to that tree and the fact that nobody was injured. My goodness, how lucky and unlucky at the same time.
Yeah, and that traffic's going to be tied up there for a long time, too. Well, we're going to continue our coverage right now in the North County.
KUSI's Lauren Finney is live in Encinitas tonight, where another tree fell onto an apartment complex, causing a gas leak there. Lauren, what's the latest?
Well, Sandra and Alan, we are at an apartment complex on El Camino Real in Encinitas. And if you take a look over here, you can see a large, very large pine tree fell. And they're calling this a glancing blow, not a direct hit. It actually only did damage to about 4 apartment homes in this building, but you can see the damage is severe there on that side. Now, initially, when this happened at about 3:30 this afternoon, we're told about 20 people were evacuated, and that mostly was because of the gas line that was damaged by the roots of this pine tree when it fell. When it fell, as if you can picture this, the roots of the tree actually uprooted that gas line, and we are told by people here that it was a very loud hissing sound. But the good news was actually the wind in this case. So the gas wasn't puddling in the area. The wind, we are told, pushed the gas out. So that actually helped from it being an even more of a concern. But the fire crews just left, and obviously they will be back because they are going to need to find a way to chop up this tree before SDG&E can turn the gas back on. Now, we are told by SDG&E crews that they will be back out here tomorrow once this tree has been removed, but that for now, this entire apartment complex is without hot water. Thankfully, these homes have electric stoves, but they are going to be without gas since it is shut off, so they will not have any hot water. But slowly, some of those 20 people who were initially evacuated from these apartment homes are being allowed back in. But you can see that this is causing quite a mess for this area and affecting a lot of people who live here. But we are told that they will be back tomorrow. Fire crews will be back and are going to do some more cutting on this large pine tree. It's obviously going to be quite a bit of work for them as they work to remove it from this area so that those SDG&E crews can do the work that they need to get done.
Long night for
Sandra?
people. Yeah, long night for people in that apartment complex there. All right, Lauren, thank you. Well, people are not only worried about flooding on the ground, but obviously they're also concerned since the storm started about their flights being canceled.
Yes, Lindbergh Field, that's where KUSI's Sasha Fu is right now, where travelers are definitely feeling the effects of this storm. Sasha?
That's right, Alan and Sandra. Even though this is a 3-day holiday weekend, with Monday being President's Day, you can see there is hardly any traffic here at the airport. That's because a massive Pacific storm has put a huge crimp into travelers' plans. Torrential rain and gusting winds threw many air travelers' plans into disarray. Early in the morning before the storm even arrived, Southwest Airlines began to cancel its evening flights.
We regret to inform you that Flight 828 on February 17th from San Diego has been canceled.
A group of 115 high school band and orchestra members from Deerfield, Illinois, landed in San Diego just in time. They were able to board the last flight out of Chicago before Southwest canceled the remaining flights for the day.
Your kids know about that?
No, they do not know about that. They don't know how lucky they are.
Some passengers who were leaving San Diego tried to get a head start on the stormy weather. After John Ippolito saw a big mass of rain moving in on the radar, he decided to come to Lindbergh Field early, hoping to change his 3 p.m. flight to Austin, Texas.
The front, the real rain hard front, is supposed to hit at between 3 and 4.
Other travelers had the same idea. Brett Arenas is trying to get back to Oakland. Arenas, who's been working on a job in San Diego, hasn't seen his family for a week.
But being anxious and getting angry isn't going to get me there any earlier. So just hope for the best and do what I can. If I have to stay the night and wait a day, then at least I'll be there safe.
The flights that are most immediately affected are the routes going north to Los Angeles and to the San Francisco Bay Area. International travelers flying out of LAX or San Francisco are being forced to make other plans. These doctors from Turkey just learned their United flight to SFO is canceled, which means they won't be able to make their connecting flights to Istanbul.
Stay here one day more, and we have to take the next day flights.
On a day like this, there's comfort in staying, well, we'll use the word grounded. Having reached their destination safely, these high school musicians from Chicago are looking forward to performing on Saturday on the deck of the USS Midway, that is, weather permitting.
We put the music in binders so it doesn't fly away, and we get clothespins to keep everything where it needs to be, and keep the feet down on top of things so they don't fall over. But other than that, it's pretty much business as usual.
But it is hardly business as usual here tonight at Lindbergh Field, except for a handful of flights. Most departures after 5 p.m. have been canceled. We're live tonight from Lindbergh Field. I'm Sasha Fu. Back to you, Alan and Sandra.
All right, Sasha, thank you. Well, we're going to take a look right now at some traffic situation out there. This is a serious crash on the 15 southbound at Mira Mesa Boulevard. One fatality is reported. Traffic stopped and backed up all the way to Poway Road. Again, that is on the 15 southbound. One fatality as a result of all the rain and the stormy weather that we're having right now.
Yeah, the roads are wet. Apparently a car hydroplaned and hit 4 other vehicles. A very serious injury accident. We're going to keep you updated as more information comes into our newsroom.
Well, if you plan to be on the roads tonight, listen up.
We have some safety tips in from the California Highway Patrol.
If you can, keep your speeds down. That's the number one thing. Whenever we have rain, people go way too fast. I know the speed limit is 65. But on a day like tonight, where we might have rain and roads washed out, 65 might not be the safe speed. It might be 50. So you have to make sure you adjust your speed for that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And also, we've got this reminder.
Yes, as the CHP just said, keeping your speeds down, of course, is important. Also, make sure to check your windshield wipers, though, and your tire pressure. And if you don't have to be out tonight, do not go outside.
And MTS is asking passengers to plan ahead for delays both today and tomorrow. Flooding and storm damage may delay both bus and trolley service. You can check the MTS rider alerts online for up to 1 minute info on the transit delays. Just check out our link on our website at KUSI.com/links. Now, here are some viewer photos that are being sent in from around the county.
Yes, and we thank you for sending those. The first one we're going to show you is this is the rough waves that we're seeing in Carlsbad there, and that was sent in by Linda Matthews.
Yeah, we've got several photos, people snapping some stuff. This is obviously a eucalyptus trees down in this particular area. We're not sure exactly where that's at, but several eucalyptus trees on the 805. That's the 805 where they've had a lot of problems there with trees close by.
And more pictures now. This is of the pier. You can see the waves. Mark was saying up to 11 feet.
Yeah,
so very rough seas out there.
All right, we're going to keep an eye on things. Still ahead, we're going to check back in with Mark Mathis.
First, though, here's Michael Turco.
I'm Michael Turco. Neighbors here tell me this is the worst street in town. The pavement's just plain worn out. So bad, the wires that control the traffic lights have come right up through the pavement. And they're broken. The Turco Files, KUSI News.
And we're showing you pictures of various parts of the county as this storm descends on us. This is a live picture right now in Coronado. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. A rainy look at the college area tonight.
That's right. We've also got some strong storms just offshore. We're going to check back in with Mark Mathis right now. Mark, you told us a moment ago, severe thunderstorm warning for the area right now.
Yes, and remember the difference between a warning and a watch. A warning means that, yes, that condition, whatever it is happening right now. And right now, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for the western sections of San Diego County until 6:45 this evening. And here's the reason why. I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit, but I wanted to show you the magnitude of these storms as they begin. These are the reasons the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. These are producing winds in excess of 58 miles per hour. Remember, a severe thunderstorm warning cannot be issued unless they meet the criteria of winds at 58 miles per hour or more, or hail an inch in diameter or greater. So let me zoom in on this just a little bit. Now, Point Loma, downtown San Diego, these storms very severe. Strong winds, heavy rainfall, producing rainfall in excess of an inch of rain per hour. They're moving to the east-northeast at right around 25 miles per hour. So they're going to move in, you're going to feel it, you're going to hear it, and then they're going to move out. The best thing to do is get to an interior room, the lowest level of your house, and also remember that rainfall rates that produce that much rainfall that rapidly can flood areas like that. So again, Point Loma, Imperial Beach, downtown San Diego, Del Mar, Solana Beach. We're also seeing very intense showers and thunderstorms. These are the same line of thunderstorms that produce that severe thunderstorm warning. They're not as strong as the stuff we just saw, but these storms are just to the southwest of Encinitas, Solana Beach, Del Mar. So within the next about 20 minutes, Encinitas, Solana Beach, Del Mar, La Jolla, Point Loma, downtown San Diego, you're going to get hit pretty hard with some pretty intense rainfall and also incredibly strong winds. Camp Pendleton North, Oceanside, just to the north of Carlsbad, we're seeing very intense rainfall just to the west as well. Again, from Point Loma all the way to Camp Pendleton, we're seeing a line of thunderstorms that has produced a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45 tonight. We'll keep monitoring it for you. But again, in the next about 20 to 30 minutes, just be on the lookout, be prepared, and be very, very, very careful.
All right. Thank you, Mark. We'll check with you a little bit later. And right now, we are going to check in with Michael Turco. Michael Turco says the streets in the some areas are falling apart. A lot of potholes around town.
There sure are. Tonight, Turco takes another look at a busy street that neighbors say is cracking apart from neglect.
The city of San Diego keeps telling us about their heroic efforts to fill potholes. They even got the story on the front page of the local fish wrap. And all that's great, but I got news for you. This is not about potholes anymore. It's about the god-awful mess that passes for pavement on so many of our city streets. And here we go again with another prime candidate for the worst street in town. You're looking at a sad, sorry stretch of Rancho Carmel Drive in Carmel Mountain Ranch. A torn-up quilt of patches, cracks, bumps, and rotten asphalt.
It is actually dangerous to cars to drive on it. It just totally makes your car bottom out. My husband drives a Subaru, and he said he feels like he's driving off-road.
Like a covered wagon trail. That would be about my best description.
They're right. When you drive on it, the whole car just bounces along down the street.
Well, this has been this way for a number of years, and I've contacted the city council office many times in the past few years, and they keep saying it's on the schedule, it's going to be done. Never done.
The first complaint was in 2013, and I was told that it would be repaved, scheduled repaving in 2015. And I've been waiting 2 years now, and I have complained since then, but I have not received any responses.
The biggest problem here is the cracks. Crazy cracks that break up the street surface like an alien jigsaw puzzle, missing a few of its pieces. And what happens when things start cracking? Remember this scene from Hercules?
Barely gets nicked there once and kaboom!
It's not only cracked, it looks like it's sinking. Check this out. And somebody dumped some asphalt right here, as if that's gonna solve the problem. You can see a few feeble efforts to fill in small potholes here and there, basically just adding a few more bumps to the rocky ride.
They say we're filling the potholes as quickly as we can. Is that gonna cut it on this street?
I don't think pothole filling will ever cut it. There's too many cracks all the way down through it, and it's not ever going to be fixed that way.
They tell me, well, we're fixing the potholes as quick as we can. Is that going to help here?
No, it wasn't potholes to begin with. The road is 30 years old, and it wasn't just potholes. There was a drought, and there was no rain for many years, and it got bad.
These lines in the pavement were cut on purpose to put in streetlight sensors. You can see the wire. It's coming through the pavement. There can be no doubt this street is just worn out. And it's obviously been this way for a while. Check it out. These wires have paint on them, and they're broken. Neighbors say they've reported this mess to the city over and over.
And they said, oh, it's scheduled for January.
Now it's February.
I suppose the next time I contact them, they'll probably say, oh, maybe next month.
They keep telling us we're working on it. Infrastructure is our top priority.
Well, obviously that's not the case, and with the roads anyway.
The city now tells me Rancho Carmel Drive is in fact on the list for a full repaving, an asphalt overlay, not just a slurry seal. And when will that take place? They say the work should start on May 1st. May 1st this year, 2.5 months from now. Let's hope. I'm Michael Turco, only on KUSI News.
And Michael Turco is always looking for ways to help our viewers. If you've got a tough problem you need solved, be sure and give Turco a call, 858-571-FILE. That's 858-571-3453.
Still ahead, we continue our storm coverage in Pacific Beach.
And that's where we find KUSI's Brandy Williams. Brandy, what's it looking like there?
Well, let me tell you guys, dangerous situation. Woo! Over here in PB, sorry about that. Down power line that's energized. You just saw sparks and a little bit of fire behind us. Wow, that was scary. We'll have more details coming up as this whole neighborhood over here on Dawes Street is affected. More details in just a few moments, folks. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. A live look at Julian on this rainy Friday night. Some rain coming down. I don't see any snow there yet, though.
No, pretty quiet right there right now. Well, the heavy rain and wind is pounding much of San Diego County right now. We want to take you back to Pacific Beach.
KUSI's Brandy Williams has moved to that area for the latest on our storm coverage. Brandy?
Hi guys, good evening. So I apologize up front. Very limited information over here on Dawes Street in Pacific Beach. All we know is there's a downed power line. Will, if you can step over here, you can see it actually sparking. There are just bursts of fire popping up down there on the corner. Once again on Dawes Street, about 1 block north on Dawes Street here in Pacific Beach. So this entire neighborhood is blacked out. Zero electricity going on with this downed power line. And as the gentlemen were working, I was trying to get some information, but understandably they're very, very busy at this time because it's a dangerous situation. One of the guys told me, you know, sometimes when these power lines go down, they die. Other times they stay energized. This one is energized, and a 4K line is a high voltage line, which is what this is. So for these linesmen, these SDG&E workers, this is a very dangerous situation. So they're going to be working on this for quite some time. We don't have a time right now to let you all know when the power will be back up and running. But right now, Dawes Street, about 2 to 3 blocks on Dawes Street north from Garnett is affected. That entire neighborhood, and all of this is blocked off. So if you're heading in this area, think of an alternative route, or perhaps just kind of stay where you are, because it's a scary situation over here. That's all we know at this time. Of course, we'll bring you more as it comes in, but you can see that sparking and the little gusts of fire going up right now. That's the very latest, guys. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Brandy, I see people that are walking around behind you. What's been the reaction in the neighborhood? Are people out and about, which obviously we can see some of them are anyway?
Yeah, some people, but these folks, at least one of the ladies that I talked to, she was just kind of passing through. I think she was a transient and just trying to get to a safe place. Otherwise, they're trying to keep people out of this walkway. You see the cone set up right here. So I'm pretty sure the police officers and the SDG&E workers are encouraging these folks to get out as fast as you can. Hi. Yeah, the tree's down. Yeah. You're telling us what's that, ma'am? The tree's down?
Yeah, totally. I live right here in the corner. What happened was we saw a bunch of flashing lights, and I thought that someone crashed at first, but then I saw the lighting, and I was like, that's not lightning. So I live over here, and I looked to the west, and I knew that the lights were flashing, and this huge tree branch fell on 2 cars, and it caused the power line to go down. And then I automatically started to shut down like all kinds of like equipment so to avoid a power surge.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, it's a very scary situation. You're live on KUSI News. Thanks for stopping and chatting with us. Yeah, no, you're doing fine. We just saw the big burst of fire over there, and the sparking. It's pretty loud and it's scary.
I can't believe that it's still even going because it was on fire when it first fell. Mm-hmm. There's water coming down. When it first fell, there was like live flame when the water came down, so the water wasn't putting the fire out.
Yeah.
It was just like crazy. Like it was on fire like as a strip, right on the grass, the wet grass even.
Yeah. And police officers and SDG&E workers telling you? Are they telling you to get out of the house or just stay put?
They're not saying anything. They're just ignoring it. They're just, you know, a lot of us are curious because we're like local neighbors, so they're just kind of like dealing with the situation instead of like trying to talk to us like you guys are.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is crazy. Like the only reason I came out is because this never happens in San Diego. Like this is crazy. Like, well, this will never. It doesn't rain like this in San Diego. This is crazy. I'm amazed.
Very cold. That's for sure.
At the same time, it's kind of scary. Like I didn't want to go outside because I was like, I don't want to get hit by some. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I want to go check it out. It's rain. Like it's rain. The desert on the beach is raining. It's like it's crazy.
Well, stay safe. No electricity in your apartment right now. You're being affected.
We have electricity on this corner unit. We live on my complex tires right here, and we have electricity, but everything down just to avoid a power surge. But I think the people somewhere across the way, they're out. Yeah. Something's up, so we'll see. Hopefully for them, it's not too bad.
All right, thanks so much for chatting with us. Appreciate it. All right, guys, so once again, it's on Dawes Street here in Pacific Beach, Dawes and Garnett, and just a couple of blocks north is where you see the surges going off right there, the little burst of flames, and this whole neighborhood right here for the next few blocks is affected. That's the very latest in Pacific Beach. Back to you in the studio.
Hey, Brandy, before we let you go, Mark was curious. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for that area right now. He was curious, how windy is it where you're at right now? We see it's raining quite a bit.
Yeah, the rain is really coming down hard and heavy, that's for sure. The wind has really backed up. It was nasty when we were on the beach, and just as nasty inland here. Pacific Beach. Haven't seen any lightning strikes yet, but obviously that makes for an even more dangerous situation here for these SDG&E workers. But right now, we're not seeing anything. We're just feeling the cold and the rain coming down.
All right, Brandy, thank you very much for that live report. Right now, we are talking to SDG&E, and very busy, as you can imagine.
Yeah, on the phone with us is a spokesperson from the company, Hanan Eisenman with SDG&E. Hanan, tell us about the situation. We know there's a severe thunderstorm warning out for parts of San Diego County, specifically around where Brandy was at Pacific Beach, where we see some down power lines. So how many outages do you have right now? What's the status there?
Yeah, right now the real brunt of the storm is passing through the San Diego region. We've had 40, 50, even 60-mile-an-hour winds. Right now, that weather has affected approximately 4,300 customers who are without power from 13 different outages scattered throughout the region. And what we're doing is we're focused on the safety of our customers, the safety of our employees. We are out fixing and restoring power to those customers. We brought in extra staffing to be prepared for the storm, so we could respond to any problems faster, and that's what we've been doing. And we're going to have extra crews on duty throughout the night.
Hanan, obviously right now a big concern are the downed trees that we have seen everywhere on the freeways, in neighborhoods, crashing into apartment complexes. How prepared are you to deal with that, and exactly how many extra crews do you have working tonight?
We're prepared to deal with any eventuality related to this storm. What we encourage our customers to do is, if they see a down power line, don't go near it, don't touch it, assume that it's live. We urge them to call 911 immediately. And then if they see branches or falling trees, don't try to go up and take the tree out of the line. You can call SDG&E at 1-800-411-7343, or again, call 911. And then also, if there is an outage in your neighborhood, don't use candles. Don't light candles, because that could be a fire hazard. Instead, use a flashlight. With those tips, people can definitely stay safe during a storm like this.
I'm curious, if you could give us the protocol. We had a live shot there with Brandy Williams just a minute ago, where there was a down power line on the street, and we're seeing it sparked. It was live, and it had been she'd been on the air for probably 2 or 3 minutes, and it was still sparking. What's the protocol when SDG&E repair crews arrive on the scene when you have a situation like that?
Yeah, again, when it happens, we urge our customers to not go near the line. Don't touch the line. That's the most important thing. Assume that it's live and call 911. We are on the scene of that outage and have responded to that outage. And we have professional linemen, troublemen who are trained for these kind of incidents, and they have all the equipment ready to take care of those down lines. If there are any. So as soon as we get out to the area, we will fix that problem and get the power back on as soon as we can.
So they can cut the electricity off of that line pretty quick, so there's no danger to people who may come close to it then.
That is the idea is basically contain the area. Again, call 911. As you saw with that outage, there were emergency service agencies on scene, contain the area, and then we will fix the outage.
And Hanan, once crews arrived at the scene of a down power line, typically how long does it take to deactivate it so it's not dangerous? I know at least one person died today in the Los Angeles area after coming into contact with a live line.
Yeah, it really depends on the outage itself and what the crews see on the ground. But again, whenever there's a down power line, everyone should think that it's live and avoid it. And that's the key thing. Just don't go near it. Don't touch the line, and stay back, stay a good distance away from it, and just let the professionals handle it. Call 911 1, and the police, fire will respond, and then our crews will get out there and make sure that we make that area safe.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a long and busy night for SDG&E crews. Hanan Eisenman with SDG&E, thanks for talking to us right now. Thanks.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Coming up, we are checking back in with Mark Mathis, and we've got a few minutes to go before that weather warning dissipates, right, Mark?
Yes, a severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect for the western sections of San Diego County because of this line of showers right here, producing winds in excess of 58 miles an hour. They are moving to the east at 25 miles an hour. And right now, Oceanside, Carlsbad, Del Mar, Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, and Ocean Beach, and also downtown San Diego, you're about to get hit very, very hard with some very, very heavy rain and also some pretty intense winds as well. We'll talk more about this coming up in just a minute.
Check with you later. Thank you, Mark. Another live look at Lindbergh Field where things are quiet. A lot of flight cancellations out there today. We're going to be back with more on the weather and the storm that is impacting San Diego County right now. Stay with us.
This is the KUSI News at 6:30.
Good evening and welcome to the KUSI News at 6:30. I'm Alan Dutton.
I'm Sandra Moss. Thank you for joining us. Out we go right now. This is Pacific Beach, where a downed power line at Dawes and Garnett in Pacific Beach has SDG&E crews working to turn off the power and resolve the situation there. It is really coming down, too, right now. Neighbors are very concerned, obviously, and this is a scene that is being played out throughout the county as what is being called one of the strongest storms in years has hit Southern California.
Yeah, we just got word, too, from Lauren Finney a few minutes ago that Encinitas is getting hit pretty hard right now as well. Mark, are we still under that severe thunderstorm warning?
Yes, for about 3 more minutes. They'll most likely extend it through some parts of Escondido and Poway, maybe to the north of El Cajon if these continue to hold together, and right now they are. Now, where Brandy was is right, let's see, right here. So the intense showers and thunderstorms moving through. Where Lauren is right here. So we're seeing these thunderstorms moving to the east at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect. And these showers and also thunderstorms, very intense, not only in what they are producing as far as rainfall, but also what they are producing as far as winds are concerned. They will not issue a severe thunderstorm warning unless there are winds at 58 miles per hour or more, or hail an inch in diameter or greater. So these showers and thunderstorms produce the winds necessary for them to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, moving to the northeast, we're seeing any from Fallbrook to Oceanside, to Carlsbad, Encinitas, San Marcos, Vista, Escondido, Del Mar, La Jolla, Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, Ocean Beach, Point Loma, moving into parts of Fashion Valley, Mission Valley, Hotel Circle, Claremont Mesa, and also Kearney Mesa. So very intense showers and thunderstorms moving off to the east. Severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect for about another 2 minutes. Most likely they'll extend it if those thunderstorms stay together. Now, I wanted to zoom in on this just real quickly, if I could, because I wanted to show you exactly what we are seeing with these. Now, see, here's Point Loma right here, downtown San Diego. Very intense showers. So these are going to move off to the east, affecting parts of Point Loma and also San Diego. In the North County, we're seeing see how rapidly those things are moving off? Now they've pushed through parts of Encinitas and Solana Beach and Del Mar. So these will continue to move off to the east into parts of Escondido and Poway and some parts of Fallbrook and Valley Center. Carlsbad getting hit pretty hard just about 20 minutes ago, but it's still raining in some parts of Carlsbad pretty intensely. But look how fast these things are moving off to the east. And we're seeing just Camp Pendleton north, some very intense showers and also thunderstorms. So this isn't going to be a one and done. This isn't going to push off and then everything's okay. We're going to have showers through tonight. We're going to have showers, potentially a thunderstorm, through tomorrow as well. The good news is the winds have died down. We're seeing wind gusts now along the coast in the 20s, but now the winds are beginning to pick up a little bit in the inland valleys, but they should diminish, and then we'll see wind gusts really diminish as we head into the late night and the overnight hours. But more rainfall tonight, more rainfall tomorrow, and it's probably going to get a little bit worse before it gets better.
All right, touch and go for several hours in. Thank you, Mark.
We're going to take a short break, and we will have more weather coverage right after this.
This is another live look in Pacific Beach where there are down power lines out there right now and power outages. SDG&E crews on the scene right now trying to get the power restored and get the situation back to normal. We're going to check in right now with KUSI's Lauren Finney.
She's in Encinitas where a tree fell onto an apartment complex there causing a gas leak. Lauren?
Sandra and Alan, we are inside the Pacific Pines condo complex here on El Camino Real in Encinitas. And as you can see, a very large pine tree fell down during the storms and the heavy winds. It happened about 3:30 this afternoon when wind gusts, we were told, were up to 60, 70 miles an hour. And as you can see, it did swipe the side of that condo complex right there. We're told 4 units were actually directly affected, and the people inside those units will not be allowed to go home tonight. But to make matters even worse, when this tree uprooted and fell, it took with it the main gas line to this condo complex and actually damaged it. So there was a gas leak. 10 units had to be evacuated this afternoon, but of course that gas has now been shut off. So they are working to get this tree out of here before SDG&E can come back tomorrow and actually repair that gas line. So this entire condo complex will be without hot water, we're told, for the night until that gas line can be repaired. But thankfully, firefighters were telling us that the winds were actually working in their favor today because that natural gas was not pooled in one area, which of course is a cause for concern because if it does find an ignition source, it could, cause an explosion. But thankfully, those winds were pushing the natural gas through here, so it was actually helping to clear the air until they were able to get that gas line shut off. So thankfully, you can see there was a very narrow window where this tree could fall and fortunately not directly impact one of these homes. It could have fallen on the carports that we're standing in or directly on one of those condo units, but it managed to find the small area in between. If my photographer can come over here, we'll give you a different vantage point where you can actually see that these units cannot be accessed because this tree fell in this narrow area. So again, the silver lining here is that no one was hurt, Sandra and Alan, but definitely an inconvenience for people and a good reminder to clear any trees from their home. But for now, we will send it back to you and bring you any updates as we get them.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to clear up that mess tomorrow, too, as well. All right, Lauren, thank you.
Could have turned out a lot worse.
For a lot of people there.
All right, let's find out what's happening in sports. Here's Paul.
Well done out there, Lauren. Coming up in sports, bad day for golf, not much better for baseball. And the last stop before the battle of the fans voting begins. It's all coming your way next on the Sportscast.
There we go. They blew the horn.
The latest storm of the century has descended upon Southern California, leaving several teams and players wondering how much they'll actually get to play this weekend. Take, for example, Riviera. You're looking at the radar map as round 2 of the golf tournament there was hit by wind and rain. Don't be surprised if this tournament is cut down to 36 holes, maybe 54. Turn up the music, please. Meanwhile, opening day at Tony Gwynn Stadium, the Aztecs hosting Pacific. The race to get this game in before the weather hits. Aztecs are down 1-0 when Jordan Rodon from Granite Hills hits a triple to left field that opens the floodgates for a 5-run second inning. In the 6th inning, Andrew Brown of the Rock Academy hits a solo home run for SDSU. And that's when the real weather hits. They stopped things for a little while, hoping the rain might abate. You know the answer to that. Instead, they will finish up tomorrow, 4 p.m. Aztecs are leading 9-4 in the 8th. Terrell's facing a similar fate against Vanderbilt, playing them for the 2nd day in a row. Second inning, it's the Terrell second baseman, Brett Bewley, with the nice grab on the line drive. Next inning, though, Vandy's Jason DeLay bloops one into left field, bringing in Alonzo Jones. Ball game is stopped about an inning earlier than the Aztec game. Vandy's leading 8-2. They will resume this one 6 p.m. on Saturday. For the first time all season long, Steve Fisher's crew is above 500 in conference play. That's because they won 2 in a row. Can they keep that momentum going into the Mountain West Conference Tournament? Well, Allie Wagner stops by the Mesa to find out.
In a dominant win over Nevada.
To win this, Steve, tonight by 4 in exciting fashion.
We can't look at these 2 games and be like, all right, like we're good now. Like, just look forward to the tournament. It's not the case at all. We still have things to prove, things to get better at. I feel like we're playing some of our best basketball that we have all year, and now we're just, looking forward to keeping it going on Sunday.
It's a process, so we can't really get excited off 2 good games that we had because we still, like Trey said, we still have things to prove.
With just 5 games left in the regular season, Coach Fisher has no delusions about where this Aztec team stands.
We're 15-10 now. We're in 5th place in the league. We thought we would be better. We're not. We've made some progress. First time all season we've been above 500. We're not the Lone Ranger in terms of teams across the country that you say, well, we thought they would be better. This is not the first time it's happened. Can we finish up in a fashion that we'll be proud of? And that's our goal.
From Viejas Arena, I'm Allie Wagner, KUSI Sports.
All right, we've been to 5 places, 1 school to go. The search for the best student cheering section will take us to Westview tonight. Brandon Stone will be all over that. And then the voting will begin. We'll put all 6 stories up on all our social media platforms side by side. You, the people, can decide who has the best cheering section in San Diego County. You can cast 1 vote on each of our platforms. The CIF will also add in their votes, and then we'll have a winner February 24th announced on the All Sports Report. It's NBA All-Star Weekend. The association's VIPs gathering in the Big Easy for a weekend of seen and being seen. Remember that dancing mom who was captured on the Warriors crowd cam? Well, this video became an instant internet hit. When you rack up that kind of views, you get opportunities like this. Yeah, you get to meet Steph Curry, and then you get to dance with him. The All-Star Weekend will continue through Sunday's No Defense Allowed basketball game. And then there's this. How about at Siena College, Erin Tobin thinks the biggest prize on the line is $500 at Dunkin' Donuts. She sinks the half-court shot, and then watch what happens.
This is probably like the greatest moment ever.
A half-court shot and $500 to the donuts. I think the donuts are the bigger prize, frankly, but
I think so,
that's just because I'm jaded and old. And I also like the cream filled.
Oh, is that
The
right?
chocolate's the best.
All right,
like the
okay.
twisties.
All right.
Thank you.
That's going to wrap things up for now.
We will continue to bring you live storm coverage from around the county tonight with updates at 8 and 9 o'clock, and of course in our newscasts at 10 and 11. We leave you with shots at Lindbergh Field on this Friday rainy night. Stay safe out there, everybody.